Hello everyone, this is Curtis Walker once again from GoHustlerGo.com. And in today's podcast, we are going to be talking about moving from motivation to inspiration. So I know in the world of online marketing and even in the world of just personal development, whether it comes to business, your career, whatever else, or anything else you're trying to progress in, there's this thing that inspires people called motivation. Now, I look at motivation kind of like the spark you would use to start a campfire. And if you don't actually set your wood up right, as a matter of fact, if you don't use the right type of wood and the right size of wood and the kindling to get the fire actually raging and going, that spark won't do you a bit of good. So you actually have to plan your fire. Now, I'm using it as a backdrop to build into another story. I wanted to tell you about motivation, and this story is real personal. So for those of you who if you've watched or listened to some of the previous podcasts, I told you I came from the automotive industry. I worked in the automotive industry for nearly 30 years, and it was kind of like midway in between my career, probably around my 20th year working in the automotive industry. That was when the economic crisis hit all of the automotive industries, and they were shutting plants and laying off people. And I got caught up in that. Now, during that time when that all hit, my whole department just got wiped out. It was me and a lot of people with the same technical skills who all got let go at once. Now, in this particular story, I know as soon as they let me go, they basically gave me like this severance package, and it was allowed me to be able to afford to live a little bit while I'm still looking for employment. But day one, I got my resume together, and after the initial shock wore off of me losing the job, after actually working 20 years, it was a hard hit for me mentally to even face myself in the mirror, knowing that I was actually unemployed, never had been unemployed for 20 years. So trying to get out there again, even with the resume, getting out there, doing interviews and circulate myself, I was actually out of my depth doing something like that. But I went through the process. I sent my resumes out, put my resumes on different messaging board, monster.com, or anything that was available at that time. And I was going on interviews. Surprising thing is, when I went on these interviews, I kept witnessing people from my same group, same department, were at the same interview site that I was going to. We were passing each other. So as I'm walking in, somebody was walking out, or vice versa. But we all kept seeing each other at the same interviews because we all had the same set of skills. That part was kind of funny, shocking, surprising, but that kind of feeds into the story. There was me and one particular gentleman, I'm going to say within about a month, because we did a lot of walking around searching all in our Metro Detroit area, but my buddy, he ended up finding a job within a month. He stayed determined about it. He had motivation, but he took hardcore action. He just kept at it. Now, me, because I had the severance package, I know I had motivation to get out there, but I did not have the strong enough passion or drive I needed to land employment fast enough. Now, after about a month of being off, I had an injury where it damaged my back. Now, to compound it, I'm unemployed. I'm surviving off of a severance package. I injured my back to the point where I was down. And then because I was down, I had to take medication. Because of the medication, that also led to a degree of depression. So even though I had motivation, I did not actually have the spark or inspiration I needed to get out there and still find employment. Now, motivation, I've been to a lot of different things and events. I've been to conferences. I've been to church, had some exciting experiences, and I've listened to podcasts of people who actually got me motivated, but nothing to the point where the spark caught what it needed to catch to actually turn it into a raging fire. And through the experience that I've had through various forms of motivation is that, and here's insight I want to pass on to you. If you're going to go through the steps of getting yourself stirred up about anything that anyone is talking to you about, whether it's coming from me, whether it's coming from anybody with a very eloquent spirit, the way they present themselves in their case, if they are not inspiring you to action, to take action, and I mean immediate, while you are actually hearing their voice, and if that action is not attached to some sort of systematic plan to get you going, then more than likely the spark will die. So I want you to actually look at this and examine this against your day-to-day and how you handle things. And you might have some big tasks or goals out there that you want to accomplish, but do you have a plan or a system on how you're going to attack it? And here's a strategy I can pass along to you. Put everything in bite-sized chunks. If you can actually get yourself to break it down into bite-sized chunk and then get super, super excited about just the bite-sized chunk and see how much energy you can pour into that bite-sized chunk. Well, if you can actually use that strategy and that plan with motivation connected to action, you will dramatically increase your probability for success. So I want you to really take that to heart. Now, this is just a little taste of the things that I'm going to be offering and showing to you from GoHustlerGo.com. So I want you to actually get over to the website, and when you get to go to GoHustlerGo.com, I want you to check out the blogs. And once you get done checking out the blogs, read 3-4 of those. And then, once you got a feel or a flavor for if this actually is the right fit for you, then I want you to sign up for the newsletter. I want you to get into the newsletter so you can get into the community. Once you're in the community, that's when I start to unleash this serious tools, the information that'll help get you set up and get you moving. I'm not only talking about motivation and inspiration, I'm talking about one of the best hustles I have ever discovered, and that is online marketing. That is utilizing the power of the internet and social media as well as AI so that you can build a strong and productive as well as lucrative business in the world of online marketing. It is diverse and there's a lot you can do with it. And especially if you get with the right, the right tools, within the right atmosphere and promoting some of the right products, you can actually do quite well with it. There are a lot of my friends and peers who are rocking the house. And one of the things that it drew me in was the ability to write my own ticket as far as how much time I get to spend on work. Now, used to be, I'd go to work and I'd do a 40-hour, maybe even 50, even 60-hour work week, get exhausted. All that time I am spending away from my family, from the people that I actually am working for and the people that I love. And so that's why I chose to actually do online marketing, because of some of the tools that are out there as of lately, especially with AI and automation. You can pretty much free up a lot of time and still be extremely effective with your reach as far as the way you serve people in the world and in your community. So with all that said, once again, get over to GoHustlerGo.com, check it out, connect with me, and I want to hear your feedback. So if you're hearing this podcast or you're seeing this on YouTube, I want you to drop a comment in there. If you could have a question about anything that I'm saying in this video or this podcast, please let me hear it. I want to help the world to discover what's going on out here. So the way they discover it is through the comments that you give. So, but the main thing I really want you to do is to get over to GoHustlerGo.com. That's GoHustlerGo.com. So check that out. I look forward to connecting with you. Once again, this is Curtis Walker. Don't just be motivated, but get out there and take action. Oh, And the last most important thing I want to really, really emphasize, and that's if you're scrolling around and you're just trolling and looking for information, trying to help make a decision about what you're trying to do, whether it's business, motivation, or whatever you receive as free, treat it as though you paid for it. And anything you actually invest in, you take more serious, you take better action on. So take that little tip and really apply it, and use that to hold me accountable. Use that to hold me accountable with the content that I'm producing, as well as holding me accountable to the level of professionalism and things that I'm bringing to you so that I can bring to you value. So that means if you paid for this, ask me questions, be responsible, challenge me on anything that I am presenting to you so that I can improve the product. So thank you for taking your time to check this out. I look forward to connecting with you on the next podcast of GoHustlerGo.com. Get out there, get hunting, and hit your mark.